Today I tell you the story of the movie The Dog. Channing Tatum's character Briggs and a Belgian Malinois named Lulu find themselves unwillingly teamed up for a remarkable journey. The duo, both former Army Rangers, speed down the Pacific coast in a race against time to make it to a fallen comrade's funeral. Jackson Briggs, a former Marine, desires to rejoin the service despite being discharged due to his brain injury and seizures. To assist with his application, his supervisor, Captain Jones, offers him a proposition. If Briggs transports a female Belgian shepherd named Lulu to Nogales for the funeral of her handler, Riley, who passed away in a recent car accident, then Jones will confirm his application. However, Lulu has a history of aggression, and there are no available soldiers or police officers willing to adopt her. As a result, Briggs must deliver Lulu to White Sands, base after the funeral, where she will be euthanized. Accompanied by a barking dog, Briggs sets out on a 1,500-mile journey. Instead of heading straight to his destination and waiting for the funeral at a hotel, he opts to relish the journey. Not long after departing from the base, Briggs makes a stop at the shooting range. During his absence, Lulu escapes from her transport crate and proceeds to wreak havoc on his seats. Consequently, Briggs has to calm her down by administering a tranquilizer, cleverly disguised in a sausage, and resumes their journey. During the evening, Briggs pays a visit to two prostitutes, leaving a drowsy Lulu inside the car. Unfortunately, Lulu wakes up and resumes barking, alerting a passerby who suspects mistreatment and throws a rock at the car, prompting Lulu to bolt out and attack him. Though Briggs manages to restrain her quickly, the incident startles the two girls, who flee from him in the commotion. On the following day of his journey, Briggs converses with Lulu and admits that both of them pose a threat to the army. Lulu's aggressiveness and lack of a master make her unpredictable, while Briggs has been deemed incompetent due to his tendency to experience seizures during stressful situations. Unexpectedly, Lulu manages to break free from the collar that restrains her, leaps out of the car, and runs away, injuring herself in the process. Briggs abruptly halts his journey and attempts to catch Lulu, following the trail of blood she leaves behind. The trail leads him to the residence of a nearby farmer. The farmer, Gus, strikes Briggs with a tranquilizer dart and restrains him to a chair in the pigpen, where he questions him. Suspecting that Briggs is part of the commando unit dispatched to seize his marijuana, Gus falsely claims to have killed Lulu. After Gus departs, Briggs manages to break free and tracks him into the farmhouse. While on the verge of using an axe to kill him, he suddenly becomes aware of Lulu, who is being taken care of by Gus's wife for an injured paw. Briggs is taken aback when he notices Lulu acting calmly and affectionately. After leaving the house, he reconciles with Gus and briefly shares the story of Lulu. Gus's wife informs Briggs that Lulu's injured paw has been taken care of and that Lulu has developed a bond with her. As he bids farewell to the couple, he realizes that Lulu yearns for a comfortable mattress and some Indian cuisine. Despite his reservations, Briggs decides to take Lulu with him and make a pit stop at a hotel on their way. In order to avoid paying, he poses as a visually impaired person with Lulu as his service animal. He indulges in a bath with Lulu, and later on, he engages in some flirting with the hotel receptionist. However, things take a dramatic turn when Lulu manages to break loose and aggressively lunges towards the Muslim physician, Al-Farid. Luckily, Lulu's muzzle prevents any physical harm. While attempting to restrain her, Briggs stumbles, and his true eyesight is exposed. As a result, he is taken into police custody. During his overnight stay in detention, he encounters a prejudiced police officer who accuses him of intentionally sixing the dog on Al-Farid. The following morning, in the interrogation room, Briggs endeavors to clarify Lulu's aggressive actions, asserting that she was trained to react in such a manner to individuals like Al-Farid. Eventually, the authorities let them both go free. Despite having ample time left, Briggs opts to pay a visit to his former spouse and daughter. Unfortunately, his wife refuses to permit him entry, leaving Briggs with no choice but to seek out Nuke, Lulu's sibling, and his caretaker Noah, who reside nearby. As soon as Lulu and Noah reunite, Noah greets her with the affection of an old friend. During a laid-back afternoon barbecue, Noah confides in Briggs that he faced a similar challenge with Nuke. It took him 6 arduous months to earn the military's approval to adopt Nuke, requiring him to put forth tremendous effort. As Briggs bids farewell to Noah for the night, he realizes that his vehicle has been rummaged through. To his dismay, not only Riley's possessions are missing, but also his necessary medication. Thankfully, with assistance from their trusty canines, they successfully trace the robbers and manage to retrieve the majority of the stolen goods. After setting off, Briggs experiences car trouble following hours of navigating through a downpour at night. Seeking shelter, he and Lulu seek refuge in a deserted edifice. Despite being apprehensive of the storm, Lulu refrains from assaulting Briggs. An irate Briggs storms out into the rain, only to return and switch on the TV, opting for an episode of Grey's Anatomy. As he peruses through the pages, he comes across Riley's heart-trending entries in the Love Me book, detailing how he nearly lost Lulu when she sustained a gunshot wound. Reading these words, he comprehends that he was never Lulu's owner, but rather she was his faithful companion. The following day, they attend the funeral service, traveling a brief distance by hitching a ride in a small truck before completing the rest of the journey on foot. When Lulu becomes fatigued, Briggs carries her in his arms until they reach their destination, ensuring they arrive punctually. Upon arrival, Briggs places Lulu down beside her late owner's footwear. As the eulogy commences, Briggs offers solace to Lulu and presents Riley's belongings to his family. Following the service, Briggs arranges for his vehicle to be repaired and reaches out to Captain Jones. He informs Jones that Lulu has made considerable progress throughout their journey and is no longer exhibiting any aggression, urging him to reconsider her scheduled euthanasia. However, Jones responds that the decision is not within their jurisdiction. While en route, Briggs pulls over in the prairie and removes Lulu's collar, releasing her to give her a fighting chance to survive on her own. Surprisingly, Lulu refuses to flee, and when Briggs attempts to shoo her away, she jumps back into the car, prompting Briggs to accompany her back. Later that evening, he suffers from a seizure while staying at the hotel. Once he regains some composure, he assures Lulu that he is okay, and proceeds to stroke her ears before settling down on the floor. Lulu, ever the devoted companion, rests her head on his chest and stays with him throughout the episode. As per their agreement, Briggs transports Lulu to the White Sands base the following morning. However, before relinquishing her to young Corporal Lewitz, Briggs muzzles Lulu and implores the corporal to reassess her and provide her with an opportunity before resorting to euthanasia. Following their exchange, Briggs departs the base, but upon observing Lulu's frantic struggle through his rearview mirror, it is overcome with emotion and ultimately returns to retrieve her. As a result, he leaves behind his expired identification on the base. After some time has passed, Briggs officially adopts Lulu and successfully reunites with his family. The movie concludes with a scene of Briggs and Lulu perched atop a cliff, gazing out at the vast ocean. Briggs expresses his gratitude to Lulu, thanking her for being his lifesaver.